morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. Welcome to Embody Your True Essence with me, Ikue. Today is Wednesday, October 30th. Oh my God, October is almost over 2024. Step 7, an intuitive day into a decision day. How you guys feeling? I'm very happy to be here. I'm still waking up, but things are moving. And look at my new shirt. It's a Halloween shirt. I don't know what to do with the costume. I'm invited to a costume party, but I guess I can go with a pumpkin. Time flies so fast to the point that I thought it was just September. Now it's October, and now it's Halloween. It's a crazy time, and yeah, like every year I'm going to more spiritual, and I less care about like events and and then Christmas and Halloween, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna be me. Hi there, I've sent you a few messages as I'm trying to get a recording of your Fascia face event. Okay, Tokat, I messaged you back. Can you send me the screenshot of that checkout, like the number, so that I can send this to the team right away? Yeah, I would love to sort this out. So let me know. I messaged you back yesterday or the day before. Yeah, how you guys feeling? Type in the comment your mood, and if you have any questions, I'm here to answer. My mood is better today, definitely, and but I'm catching myself. I think it's the key is when you are going through, especially going through a hard time, just like when the thought comes up, when the emotion comes up, just literally catch yourself, catch the thought. And it's like, is this true for me? Am I looking at it from the right perspective? Is this thought, would this thought help me get to where I want to go? So it's, yeah, lots of, oh, somebody requested live. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, if you have. Yes, Australia, 2 a.m. and cat sleep. You know what? I woke up in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. I fell asleep probably like, I don't know, 11 a.m. and I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep. So for like 2 hours. So you're not alone. And maybe you're feeling some, energy of new moon. And if you can't go back to sleep, it's okay to surrender. Instead of thinking like, oh, tomorrow I gotta do this and do that, like I have to have a good sleep. um, I just like, the more you're in that trap so hard, the harder it gets to go back to sleep. So I would say that, you can put on the binary beats or you can keep listening. And I just like, just like calm yourself down, know that it's okay, you're exactly where you need to be. Sometimes the energy is so high and you just wake up in the middle of the night, right? Also, if you guys know circadian rhythm, and you have like, okay, 3 to 5 a.m. Is it like a lung time? I think it was liver time. I forgot. Anyways, you can take a look at the time that you woke up. Take a look at the chart, and you can Google it, and it tells you if you wake up at the certain time. Maybe it could be your liver is off, or it could be your lungs are off. So stuff like that. But it's those assessment is never to use it as a judgment. Here comes like, I think as growing up, my mom was spiritual. She took me to like seminars and stuff like that. So a lot of things really new. Like I studied when I was really young, but I never, got to really embody it in my body. That's something that I'm learning. It's just knowing is one thing, but to be able to embody it and use it as your advantage is another thing. Is another master. Yeah. Hi, Shari. Good morning. Hi, Bambi. Good morning. I fell asleep 8 p.m. watching TV for 4 hours. You know what that's like? You fell asleep. Maybe you ate and then you kind of got what is it? When you're so full, and then you fell asleep. It's a great nap, right? But it's like, yeah. Yeah, just maybe put on the music and then just calm yourself down and then know that it's okay. Also, you can try fascia maneuvers quickly. If you're too lazy, you can do this on the bed and you just kind of move your fascia quickly and it will help you um, calm yourself down. I feel like, especially, I mean, Australia right now is getting warmer and probably nicer, but it's in winter. If it's winter and if you're having hard times going back to sleep, maybe because your feet are cold and all your heat and energy is around here. It happens to me a lot. So the key for me is to fall asleep is literally bring down this heat into my feet so that my body feels calm and safe. And talk about the safety. I have been, going through some death of my ego and new ego is coming up, but definitely feel this like, you know, okay, I'm like allowing myself to just be me. Like it's such a art to be able to accept all parts of yourself and just okay with just being you and be me. And but out of all this, I think it's a permission and give yourself a lot of grace and full permission, acceptance to just be us, be you. You know, that's an art itself. One thing I learned recently and came up with was even when I'm angry for something or sad, and I go through all kinds of emotions throughout the day, but out of all this, maybe I made a mistake and I feel bad about it. Or like I'm judging myself for, not taking action or blah, blah, blah. But, those are just illusions, right? And I think illusions at the end of it, it's all illusion. So you don't want to be swayed by illusion that don't even exist. So how you can jump the timeline and shift the timeline, shift your mindset and go into the frequency to feel good and find, not necessarily feel good, but it's finding that place where you feel safe, where your soul feels safe in this world, where your body feels safe in this world. And so um, you can have this, boundaries like the Scorpio season. We've been talking about the importance of boundaries. You can have good boundaries for yourself, for your thoughts, protecting your soul from evil thoughts about yourself or thoughts from others. If you're able to kind of filter it out and while keep your heart open, then I think your heart feels safe enough to keep opening. When something happens, when our heart goes shattered and it's like go heartbroken, and the body and the heart is trying to protect us. So if we don't have good boundaries and then we shrink ourselves and the heart is like shut off and try to close off, right? But that's not the way of healing. So what we're doing is instead of closing our heart when something happens, we'll keep our heart open. We're trying to love anyways, but loving yourself, putting yourself first, and know that like I create this good boundaries and standard, my new term, upgraded boundary for myself, so that in this boundaries you can literally visualize this or like the energy emitting. It's not about the shield, it's about showing the world how bright you are and the self-love, for yourself. And so that when somebody tried to cross the line, you immediately notice before something happens. And so that kind of energy that I want to embody and I'm practicing. But I think our thought can be the worst enemy, right? How we talk to ourselves. So how do you protect that? And the mind is basically always trying to keep us alive. That's the programming from generations to generation. So when the thought comes and the thought trying to protect us, but tell that mind, like this is the powerful one of the maneuvers you can do, right hand on your heart, left hand on the top of your head. And breathing into that and calm your mind so that we can listen to that voice from our heart. So, when our body tries to protect and go into this protective mode, it's just in fight or flight, and the voice of trying to protect us is so loud, right? But it's like, it's okay, thank you, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, but I don't need this protection anymore. I'm letting it go. So that's a powerful statement, and I probably have to do that so many times if you're rushing in fear. But this is a way to calm down yourself and notice where your energy is. What am I standing for, right? So, yeah, Ashbar. So I'd like to read quickly about the energy of today, step 7. We're going to be moving to step 8, but this is the message for step 7 for the next maybe 6 hours or so. So today, your step 7, I sense, is a ruling state of awareness, placing your spiritual, psychic, subconscious, and higher self as a ruling state of awareness. Because of the combination of I sense and I protect Scorpio, your capacity to open up and go deeper into spiritual awareness is heightened today. You may find it difficult to focus, perform physical activities, or concentrate on logical items. But on the other hand, your intuition and psychic abilities may be incredibly sharp. Before starting your day, it's a good idea to wall off some time to deliberately log in and connect to your spiritual self. Meditation, yoga, Om chanting, or other spiritual practices will have a greater benefits than usually. In your personal narrative, today is about the boundaries you use to maintain your connection to your soul and truth. Your spiritual self can be drawn out by your thoughts, feelings, or even your ego's ambitions. To stay true to your soul, you must take time and space. You must take time and space to single out your spiritual truth from the other voices in your inner congress. Protecting and honoring your spiritual truth comes down to a conscious boundary. Protection of step 7, I sense, also involves separating your psychic intuition from your thoughts and inner dialogue. Yeah, so there's a voice from the intuition that normally comes from the heart, and a voice from the head, voice from the logical mind, right? And the inner dialogue that has to it. So when the thought comes, and then our brain try to connect the dots, making sure we're safe. And as we do that, this inner dialogue is typically just tied to our past experiences, and our brain tries so hard to protect us. So it's like, okay, this happened when this happened last time, so warning, and that's the inner dialogue. But as we always says, as we going through this transformation, inner dialogue, like, thank you brain for creating me, protecting me, and keeping me alive, and I don't need this negative narrative and negative story attached to this emotions and energy anymore, and I choose to let go. So I choose letting it go now. So that's a very powerful statement. And so focus on the narrative. Focus on the narrative. Focus on that story that you tell ourselves, because life is all about storytelling, right? We're every moment we're creating stories of our lives, and what kind of story you want to create. And when your mind is, of course, rushing in fear, and you don't feel like you can control this, heightened emotions. And I think that's when I came up with this idea. I'm a lotus flower, rooted it in so deeply. I have a very good roots, and in this root chakra, this is a representation of the root chakra. I actually draw. I'm not a good drawer. Like, you're gonna laugh when I show you, but root chakra, and it's to do with the survival. And if it gets blocked, it creates fear, right? But this is the root chakra. If I have a strong foundation of anything, even though maybe I'm thinking all kinds of different things, maybe sad, I'm happy, a mixture of everything, that's illusion. But my true self is, in my true self, I know that I'm radically safe. I am loved. I repeat this every day. I am safe, I am protected, I'm lovable regardless. And that's that real ego that I think is emerging. It gave me a huge inner peace knowing that I could think anything. Yeah, I'm gonna be posted later. I can think of anything, but just know that, okay, I'm just gonna hold on to this like true core belief about myself. As long as I hold on to that behind all of this crazy thought that I could have possibly, and allow myself to not to judge my thoughts and emotions, it just comes up. And but I know that I'm not my emotions. I know that I'm not my thoughts, and I core believe all the foundation. I shine my light is my true self, like a spotlight is my lotus, and opening up and feel safe. Just whatever's happening, whatever I'm thinking, it's safe for me to just me. And I think that is where I kind of just conclude, like came to a conclusion yesterday. It's like I wrote it down. It's safe for me to just me. It's safe for me to be me. It's safe for me to be me. Because, I'm being told I'm too this, I'm less this, you know what I mean? Like, and, we all have trigger point. Trigger point. Like, oh, I'm not so much of this. I wish I could be like this. And then you compare yourself with others. It's like, oh, this person have this and trait. But good morning, Kaya Mark. The person that you compare is a person from the you from yesterday, and but sometimes you don't feel like you're moving forward, but trust that like life is offering us whatever, we're exactly where we need to be at the end of it. And sometimes, not most of the time, as much as you want to grow faster, but sometimes the solution only comes with time, or that, time and the time, but also in order for us to get to that timeline or the timing, we need to work through some stuff. So maybe that's why this answer don't come naturally and faster enough. And we just need to find peace in it, This uncomfortableness of being in limbo is where we need to really focus on the inner dialogue and shut your mind, and calm yourself down, and so that we can really listen to what our heart has to say. When I think about the thought that's true for me from the heart, it's literally I feel the sensation from my heart. It warms up, and that's when I know, okay, can I trust this? I always tell, can I trust this? Because I really want this to be true, and it's lightens my heart. But I'm not in the reality, obviously, but I feel this to be true. So yeah, it's sometimes it's hard, but I like to think that I am practicing this so that it's get better, and better. Yeah, it's a very interesting time for sure. We're gonna have new moon, and November 19. That's when Pluto is moving to from Capricorn to Aquarius. We're gonna find more flow. Definitely have more flow. Aqua energy. Yeah. So to distinguish telepathic thoughts from logical ones is a minute boundary. To separate imagination from intuition is also a tiny boundary. These little distinctions allow you to become clear on your thinking and track down errors of judgment. The last form of protection involves your ability to stay true to your spiritual truth amongst the argument of your mind, ego, and feelings. To honor your spiritual knowing amongst all competing voices is an evolved skill set. Yeah, it's a master. It's an art. In each of your stories today, single out what your spiritual voice feels on matters. Protect that voice among all your others. Listen to your intuition to feel what parts of your logical thinking may be off. you may have all the facts, but you will be able to feel what needs further research. You are learning a spiritual lesson today about how you love yourself. Be compassionate with your heart today and listen to her needs. You may be inspired to change the way you love yourself in the long term. Today's goal is determining what your spirit is telling you and protect that truth. Examine boundaries with spirituality. If you have spiritual karma with boundaries and self-preservation, those issues may come up today. For instance, if your karma is to surrender your spiritual truth to someone else, that temptation or issue may arise. You may be tested on any spiritual boundaries you hold with yourself during this period. Bless your journey. I protect my sacred truth. So, we all have patterns, and we do things unconsciously. And some of the patterns that we do unconsciously is so, from the outside perspective, it's so clear and it's so detrimental somehow. But we think that is like, okay, this is the truth, you know, like we all have that. We can see it in I can see it in other people. But in term, you know, when it comes to my thing, it's very hard, and I know that other people can see me. Like, okay, Ikue is tend to think this way when this happened because she has this tendency. One of it is lack of self-worth, lack of self-esteem, and I was really forced to face that. Last week was the hardest. I am a lot better. I think it's like, you know, I describe this as I met the most broken parts of myself. And the most broken part of myself was basically fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of not being worthy, fear of not being enough. And those things are, it's like a common theme for a lot of us, right? And we all have a trigger point to make us feel this way. So, you know, for me is I get triggered in those themes in maybe one aspect of my life, for example, because maybe some aspect I work through so much that when someone tried to make me feel this way, I don't really feel that. But when it comes to this, you know, it could be like, okay, job, I work so much with my confidence, so when things happen, I can really trust, and I don't go into this most broken parts of myself not feeling good enough. But when it comes to relationship, when something happens, it's just like, it seems like this person has so much power, control over me, and then so I'm going to go to this broken parts of myself that, okay, I don't feel enough. That makes sense. And so I think we all have that trigger point, but that's where I notice where I get triggered is my limit, you know, it's my boundaries. This is where exactly where I can reinforce my boundaries. So I said, thank you so much for this reminder to tell me about my limit so that I can reinforce my boundaries. And I think it's okay for us as a creator to even like pray the consciousness, pray God that thank you for showing me this, and I will never want to feel like this again. So right now I remember this one thing that shattered me, and when this emotions and then inner dialogue comes up, and then literally, thank you for showing me this. I will never ever want to feel like this, and I never want to see this ever again for the rest of my life. And as I'm saying this, I am allowing myself that I can set this intention, because I should have freedom to see what I want to see and what I don't want to see. So we'll see about that. But I think this is how you can kind of assess like where your boundaries are weak, you know what I mean? Like, because you didn't feel worthy enough to set those boundaries in that particular area, you called into this experience to remind you about your weak boundaries. So now it's like, thank you for showing me this. Now I can reinforce my boundaries. I would never want to see this again. So I'm gonna keep trying that. I'm not sure if this approach works. I'm not sure if this approach is healthy, but I'm just gonna try. So if you can kind of relate to that, because it's like, you know, sometimes like you thought there's something to be true, and because for example, I thought that, you know, I don't like to feel angry, I don't like to feel sad, so I, you know, all emotion comes to me, but I don't discriminate, I welcome them, but I don't like them, you know, but I'm slowly changing my mindset to the point that, okay, these emotions, anger, sadness, are very uncomfortable, but it's literally helping me. So I am appreciating this anger in me. I am appreciating this fiery energy and this watery energy in me, that sadness, so much water, so much fire, and the mixture of both, right? It comes and goes when you are in that really heightened emotional state. And it's, you feel like you're controlling, you know, you are in this washing machine where you feel like you don't have you don't have a choice but to feel. But amongst all of that crazy emotions that are happening in the illusional world, I am reminding myself it's okay to feel that right now, and you feel like it's okay for me to feel like I don't have a choice but to feel. And I just feel really ungrounded, but that's our logical mind thinking. But I think heart always knows the answer, and these roots that I have as a lotus flower, I know whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm experiencing, whatever I'm feeling, I am always, regardless, I'm always safe. It's safe to be me. I am lovable. I am loved. I am taken care of. And I am provided. I am safe. I'm provided. I said it again. But you can list off all the things, right? I am enough. I am worthy of love and support. And people care about me. You know, all of the things. But I think yesterday I was thinking about safety is number one priority, because our heart does not feel love or our love does not feel open if the heart doesn't feel safe. So Pluto energy, Scorpio energy is about protection, it's about boundaries. And the boundaries of feeling safe, I think this is how I interpret. We are in this season, we're learning about boundaries for ourselves, boundaries for other people, and boundaries around our legacy, you know, going through first decade, second decade, third decade of Scorpio season. And it's all start with that boundaries. Boundaries, we set the boundaries, protection, so that we feel safe. When we feel safe with the good boundaries for ourselves, our heart feels safe enough to open. When our heart feels safe enough to open, then our heart is in the inner peace. Whatever's happening, if we feel out of control, maybe we need to reinforce a boundary for ourselves. What's our boundaries? Okay, I'm feeling this way, but I know that all is well, but I know that I am safe, but I know that I am still lovable. And those are the boundaries that you can put to yourself, so that heart keeps open, safe, feel safe enough to keep opening. And now, when you feel protected, when you feel safe, your heart loves. When your heart loves, we feel the joy, we feel the love. And when we feel it, and we started to believe, and then here comes the step system, right? So I think I am really focusing on the first 4 steps. I protect my boundaries. If I have good boundaries, my heart opens. If my heart opens, I feel good thoughts. Naturally, I have good feelings about things. So I guess it's just going back, step 0, protection, step 1, back and forth. I think these are that establishment that I need to build in this entire season. And it's good to come back to that, you know, the roots. my platform, my foundation, because that we are building the foundation now so that we can harness this energy to take action on it. But maybe this is not a time to take action on it yet. You know, we need to have this foundation so that everything will fall into place. So literally, in order for everything to fall into place, protection, good boundaries, and protect the heart. Safety, create the safety for your body to feel safe. Protect that safety for your soul to exist in this world, and feel safe for the heart to open. So I think that's the truth. I think that's the truth. So keep working on the boundaries. You can also write it down, because I think I learned that from the program that I did, 21 Cellular Reset. In order for us to create a wellness machine, you need to first just know that we're exactly where we need to be, and we're accept ourselves exactly where we are. Acceptance, otherwise we can't move on. If we keep resisting where you are, we're not going to be able to harness that, anchor it to move on to the next phase. So we really need to accept where you are. Maybe you don't have to like it, but you need to accept where you are. And number two, identify your needs. We all have needs, right? The needs are also tied to our inner child, where we need we need to be cared, we need to be loved, all of that. But I really learned that the only person that can fulfill all your needs is me, you, right? So you can't expect others to fulfill your needs. That's something that I really learned this time, that I need to make sure it's my responsibility to fulfill my own needs. Yes. So accept where you are, fulfill your own needs, and then you can, so list up all your needs, and maybe the list goes on, right? As we upgrading our self-worth, maybe you have more needs, right? And then upgrading your self-worth, and you just notice things that, oh, okay, I want to have this as my needs. So maybe you work on your needs and keep developing them. But I think at the end of it, you can also make it really concise. And it's like, these are the fundamental things. I just need to feel love. I just need physical touch every day. Then you need to literally touch yourself. I need to take time. My alone time is important. Then if you're not taking that time, your inner child is going to be mad. So you need to fulfill that needs. And fulfill the needs. So list the needs and fulfill the needs. And last one is, those three things are the fundamental thing. You need to accept where you are and know that you're a perfect being, you're blessed, and you fulfill your needs, come up with your needs and fulfill your needs. And then finally, you can work on the painted pictures. Paint a picture of how your life wants to look like. And this is like the power, but I feel like I was not really good at it. And because it's like, there's so many aspects of yourself. Like, it's not just like, I want to just manifest this. It's like, Human Garage, we do like paint a picture in one of our programs, and we actually have a call very soon. But there were like 6 categories, and I'm pretty sure you can create more categories than that. But it's like career, like you have to think about, okay, home environment, what do you want to manifest? Just home and environment. And number 2, your relationship, and not just in the order, but the relationship with yourself. How do you visualize? And relationship to others. How about your romantic relationship? How about your financial area, right? And then goes, how about your career, right? Like daily jobs, and how you want to feel. And then what's your legacy? Because it's like your job, your career, and legacies are tied, but it's a bit different, So I created the photo album just so that I can see something that, beautiful scenery. It's like, okay, I want to travel to this place, so then I can screenshot it and I put it in that photo album. Some people are so good at making a drawing board. I am really bad at doing those things. Like, okay, I don't buy magazines. I don't feel like going to a shop and then, print out the painting picture. But what I can do easily is I create the folder on my phone, and whenever I come across like the ideal relationship, or this is how I want to feel when I teach, or in my job, then okay, put that in. So sowing the seed. But in order for us to get there, that's like the last part, to visualize your own future, we need to have a good foundation, the solid foundation for ourselves. So in the Scorpio season, we are literally grounding, like we're like, making the good soil, because when we have good soil, then we can create beautiful flower. We can, we can crop, sow the seed. So again, knowing, accepting where you are, and exactly as you are, and from there come up with your needs. Our needs are very different from other people individually, and then you can keep developing this list. And now, once you list the needs and you make sure you fulfill the needs yourself, because you're the only person that fulfill all your needs. You love yourself, you take care of yourself, you are, maybe you're the type of person that you love that verbal compliment, then you have to give yourself that, right? It's like, oh, you look so good today, your hair is silky, all the things that you want to be said, or you wish your parents taught you, or you wish your parents said to you every single day. But now you have a power. You are an adult. We're not a child. We can say to us every day, and then visualize. So boom, boom, boom. We don't have to rush, because when we rush the process, we're gonna have to come back again. So slowly but surely, and moving forward with that vision, because it doesn't matter what happened in the past. It's about now, because everything we live on and everything we see right now is an illusion, isn't it? Right? It's so hard, but inner dialogue is the key. But in order for us to have a positive inner dialogue, all the thought needs to be based on the core belief about ourselves, the true core belief of ourselves, not the false belief of ourselves. If something triggers us, remind us that what we are holding on, like false belief about ourselves, like, thank you for this reminder to show me that part of myself that agrees with this not feeling worthy enough, not feeling enough, or fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of all of that. So reinforce that boundary for yourself. But no, I'm not gonna go there. I worked through this so much, and I'm, maybe I'm feeling and I'm being triggered and I cry now, but I tell the universe, thank you for showing me this, and I will never want to feel like this again. So, pick a card from Brittany Carmichael. Align your action with your intentions. Stop people pleasing and align your actions with your intentions. It's no secret we all have to do a list a mile long, and showing up to this thing called life isn't always easy. We've been told by other people our whole life what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. We are used to standing in line, waiting our turn, and trying our best to get it all right. We've never been told we have a choice. Have you been thinking you want to work out, yet having a Netflix and chill night instead of doing what you say you'll do? When you align your intention, what you want, with the action, what you do, you reclaim responsibility for your life. From there, you can begin to intentionally create a vision of your future that excites you. I mean, we all know this. We've been practicing this, right? Look at this eye. And sometimes, like when you come across this type of cards, sometimes it lifts you up, it fires you up, sometimes drains you. Can you relate? Because we've been working on ourselves, healing ourselves, and then going back to this, like, fundamental things like this, like, we know that, like, everything starts with our intention. What are we doing? The easiest ways to do things is, when I go to like function or, go teaching, okay, how do I want to feel today? and I focus on the feeling. I just want to have fun. And then from that feeling, I wait for the inspired ideas. Okay, then let's do this today. Or when I go out to teach dance, okay, I have to pick a song. How do I want to feel today? Do I want to come up with an exciting choreography with an exciting song, or more chill, or more like I've been feeling a little in emo, so maybe I'll come up with a song. I'll pick a song that makes me feel just flow like water and be nostalgic and sad, sad and stuff. And then yeah, so I do that. So I set the mood and pick a song, and then but also set the intention. What after the meeting or after the class? How do I want to feel? I want to feel uplifted. I want to help other people as much as possible. Things like that. So maybe we don't need to micromanage so much. Some people, I've all my life I micromanage everything, try to control. That it stemmed from that fear of not feeling enough. So now I'm working on my core beliefs. So when you have a good core belief about yourself, then you can just surrender and flow like water and know that your result is going to be beautiful and amazing anyways, right? So that's another layers to have that life that you desire. I think it's at the end of it, it all comes down to how we think about, how we perceive ourselves in a dialogue. That's the key. And so, yeah, it's an art that you master, and we're all mastering it. We're all flowing our way through this, and yeah, this is where we trust. Align your intention with your actions. So that's one card. I actually picked two cards came up. So 11 people watching. That's powerful. Look for the signs and synchronicities. What's meant for you won't miss you, and so look for the signs. Isn't it ironic that I'm writing this? Ironic by Alanis Morissette started playing. That is life's magic at its finest. Oftentimes, our spiritual journey of self-discovery can be confusing, even intimidating when venturing into the unknown. Our spirit guides send us signs and synchronicity to catch our attention and remind us we're exactly where we are meant to be. Carl Jung describes synchronicity as meaningful coincidences, where two or more signs that occur randomly were also connected by meaning, not by cause. Do you ever see repeating numbers like 1111, 222, 444, 777? These repeated angel numbers show up when your guides are trying to get your attention. Each number has its own special meaning, like keep your thoughts positive when you see 1111. Animals and nature often show up with a deep significance and spiritual meaning. Yeah. I see a ladybug when I'm feeling really sad. Not all the time, but yeah, a couple times ladybugs show up, and then the ladybug will just like go on my, just like land on my arm and stuff. And like if I come across those type of things, it's so beautiful. It's like nature is supporting us, and it's very hard to, give me the sign, but sometimes you don't see the sign, and it's very frustrating if that happens. But I think signs are everywhere, right? And give me the sign that makes me feel good. That's also the way you can ask for the signs. And I think we are all, start with the intentions, and you visualize and you get what you want. But then I think what happens is we often self-sabotage our manifestation, because when we started to manifest something, and it's so good that you get so scared, because it's like, okay, what if I lose this thing that it's going really well? And I have to admit that I think that's what happened, and because of my trauma, because of my wounds, because I have lost things that my heart wanted it in the past life. And Serious Joy keep reminding me that karma is over, it won't happen again. The karma is over, it won't happen again. It's a good news, but then it's part of me, it's like, really? It's like, I can't drop this, I don't trust this, like I won't be able to let this go. You know, sometimes if you really want something, let go, and it will come to you. That concept is so hard. It's like, my brain cannot, you know, possibly understand it. But I know my heart, I know that my heart believes that to be true. So it's always a conflicted belief that in us, because of the trauma, our brain trying to protect and keep us alive and makes us trying to convince, talk us out of something, right? And so I think let's do this to finish. Right hand on your heart, left hand on the top of your head. Imagine your heart and a brain, and you're just breathing into that, and breathe through your mouth. Breathing. Feel the heartbeat. 2, 3. Through your nose. 2, 3. Please repeat after me. Hello, brain. Thank you for keeping me alive. Thank you for protecting me. Now, I don't need this negative narrative. I choose to let go. So you can rest and now listen to your heart. Hello, heart. You're in charge. I'm listening to you. I'm following you. When I listen to you, my heart won't stop. When I listen to you, I feel the warmth in your heart, in my heart. I love myself. I forgive myself. I accept myself. It's safe for me to be me. I am safe. I am provided. I am protected. I am loved. I am lovable. I am healthy. I am abundant. And you can list all the stuff that you want to say. But I think the feeling of safe and feeling of safety, and when you feel safe, your love opens up. And when you feel safe and then you're in your love, stay in love, I think everything is meant to fall into your place. My right hand is on my heart, and the left hand on the top of my head. Because right side is our masculine side, and it's a giving hand. And our left side is our feminine side, and so the left hand is our receiving hand. So give and receive, not the other way around. We want the heart to be the boss, not the brain to be the boss. This is what's our servant for the heart. This servant does not have a thing to say to heart, to try to convince heart not to do something, or to do something. It's really about, this gives a command. It is the conductor, and the brain have no choice but to say yes, yes heart, yes sir, yes madam. But again, this is the art, this is the mastery that we are practicing. And as we are upgrading our self-worth and fixing our false belief of ourselves, we are raising our frequency, loving ourselves more, noticing our core belief and noticing our core needs about what we desire, but also radically feeling safe and radically feeling loved, and we are lovable, is our birthright, that we need to sink that ideas in and embody it. And whenever we are, it's like, you can also say this, it's my birthright to feel safe, it's my birthright to be provided, it's my birthright to be lovable. So every time you feel the fear of rejection or feel abandonment, not feeling worthy enough, it's just tell ourselves it's my birthright to be enough. I am enough. It's my birthright. I feel I am worthy because it's my birthright. It's safe for me to be me. It doesn't matter what people say. You know, I've been told I'm in my masculine side, and there's some truth to that. That's another layer. But at the same time, it's like I'm trusting that it's okay and it's safe to be me. It's safe to be me. And I am, you know, it's okay for me to make mistakes. And I am learning to tap into more feminine energy for sure. Because I lived in my masculine for such a long time. I want to start tapping into this feminine energy where I don't chase, but I just like become magnetic. That's the feminine energy. I hope you guys relate to some of the stuff that I said. And I really appreciate you guys for being here. I think it's time for me to go. But let's embody this, you know, beautiful, beautiful thing with our soul and align your intention with your action. Look for the signs and synchronicities. We are beautiful beings, and we are taken care of. We are safe, and yeah. Again, let's focus on. I'm gonna focus on my boundaries. Good boundaries. Good boundaries helps me open my heart, because opening the heart is the first step to healing. But in order for us to open the heart, we need to set and know our limit, know our boundaries, good boundaries. So anything that teaches us our limit and trigger us anger, frustration, thank you for teaching me this, so I can reinforce my boundaries and know that I can set the intention. This is what I like, this is what I like, and this is what I don't like. So you can filter out some of the stuff that you don't want to see. So let's keep on going, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. I'm sending you guys so much love, and I say this from the bottom of my heart. And keeping you, you know, like, be a good cheerleader, be your best friend, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Bye, everybody.